Yes.
Right,
okay.
yeah.
Good.
Which
good.
is fine.
Yeah.
Ain't no bad.
That's what we do. We keep moving.
We do keep moving.
Don't we? Yeah.
Tell me what's going on
is
with the
good.
World Class.
World Class Training Institute has been fantastic.
Okay.
We are still doing great work to help maximize an organization's greatest resource, which is
human
capital.
I know that.
Exactly.
I know
yes.
the hook.
It is human.
I know the hook.
Yes, and I hadn't even planned for this, but since you asked, we do have 3 classes coming up that we're going to be facilitating at the University of Tennessee's Institute for Public Studies. It's our school day series, so you don't have to wait until your organization says, hey, we're having training. You can take advantage of maximizing yourselves through this training, the series, the school day series. School days, like Dayze. Like yes, kind of a play on the movie, absolutely. Yes, and we're doing 3 classes. One is the Speakeasy Summit 2024 version. It's going to be a one-day.
Like that.
Exactly, where we are helping people to be able to speak publicly and even just communicate. I was just sharing with the person who I was meeting with prior to this that when I trained the Art of Conflict Resolution last week, someone was mentioning that she didn't know how to talk to the person with whom she was having a conflict verbally. So she was leaning on her text messaging skills in order to do that, which we were talking through the fact that, the deeper the conflict, the more the necessity to really sit down and have that conversation. But she said, how can you do that if you really don't know how to communicate like that? And you know what? And I don't like to segment, but through this world that we're living in now, having those verbal conversations is a challenge for people.
Okay, y'all cannot see my face because y'all are in radio land. Text message. We are trying to resolve conflict.
Yes.
Through the text?
Through text messaging, yeah. And she was saying, her boss was actually in there, she was saying, I emailed him last week, or I texted him last week, and I felt that it went good. And I said, well, the key to what you said is, I felt, because do you know how he felt? And if you didn't have that conversation with him, you really don't know. And I wasn't going to ask him during the class because, of course, we were in that forum. But the key is this. We do have to learn how to communicate publicly, which is why we are having publicly in bigger forums and publicly one-on-one. And so from crafting your messaging to being able to really deliver it in a way that moves the dial forward, we're going to focus on at the Speakeasy Summit. That's September the 25th. And then for people who need to manage our days better. Folks always say we're running out of time, but the fact is we all have the same amount each day, right? It's gifted to us, the 86,400 seconds. And what are we doing with it? Some are doing much and some are doing little. Yeah, some
even
are
with
wasting
overcommitment.
Overcommitting is a big challenge.
Yes.
And so we're going to spend a good bulk of the time, I'm glad you mentioned that, in learning how to really take that 86,400 seconds, that bucket that God gifts us with every day, and planning it in a way that we're not overcommitting and we're being able to lean into each moment that we spend with people, either in meetings or on just casual conversations. But the better we're able to plan our day, the more we're able to give to the moments that we have with people, and the less we feel stressed. So that's going to be Focus and Flow, which is our Time Mastery Toolkit. That's going to be October the 2nd. And then our last class is going to be my favorite, which is EI over everything. Emotional intelligence is the success key, where people will get their emotional quotient scores. They will find out everything about how they are able to manage themselves, self-awareness, self-regulation, and manage others, social regulation, social awareness, motivation, all of those types of things. That is such a critical skill. I was at dinner with a friend of mine last week, and she was telling me about some challenges that she was having in managing herself emotionally, and how it has played into her personal relationships and her work relationships. So we cannot undervalue the need to manage our emotional intelligence. So EI Over Everything is coming up on October the 9th. So it's 3 Wednesdays in a row. You can come to one or you can come to all of them.
Okay, let's back up.
Yes.
October the 9th is EI Over Everything?
That's correct, yes.
And 7 days prior to that is what?
Is the Focus and Flow, the Time Mastery Toolkit.
And what day is that exactly?
October the 2nd.
October the 2nd. And then we back into September the what?
September the 25th.
September the 25th.
Yes.
And that is
a Wednesday as well.
Summit.
Speak Easy Summit,
what
exactly.
Time?
Each one starts at either 9 or 9:30.
Okay.
So
is there a physical location or are we online?
No, we do this in person. You know, I value the flexibility that online can give, but when you're talking about especially these subjects, the human touch. Yeah, and the activities and all of that we do in the class is not a lecture based at all. It's highly interactive, and so that lends itself best to. And the training suite that we're going to be in is phenomenal. Their training location is absolutely beautiful. So worldclasstraining.net/school days, and days is DAYZE. Exactly. Yes.
Will you put that on the? Are you live?
I'm not live. We're recording, but I can make sure that this pops up when we go and promote that. Yeah, exactly.
And
yes.
Your YouTube channel. We need to know how to go back and listen to this.
So the Leaders Lounge is the YouTube channel, and we've been off for about a month, y'all.
Okay.
So we took a little break, but we're coming back. We got a brand new animated logo I love. I just did a recording with someone yesterday, so y'all will see that as well. And we're gonna flow a little differently now. So when you learn better, you do better. So yes, the Leaders Lounge on YouTube is our channel. We are excited to bring that to you all. Right. Yes.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yes,
cool.
Pastor.
Any questions for me?
Well, Pastor, yes, of course. So I know you said you've been busy. You've been working hard in the feverishly, in the land of helping people to be better in their Christian journeys, correct?
Personal as well.
Yeah. What's been your highlight of the summer?
All of it, actually.
Okay.
Like, I've maximized potential in all spaces and spheres.
Okay.
So it's like, the last thing was Charlotte. I was over here.
Oh, yeah. My children's country. Yeah, exactly.
Was able to lead a training, and the speaker behind me, for some providential reason, did not show. They was just like, keep going. I'm like, was that somebody that's like, he's not coming. So I was able to extend the training, and they want me to come back.
Wow, fantastic. Y'all heard that he's coming back. So you going back to Charlotte? Is it going to be in Charlotte?
Or somewhere in North Carolina.
Okay.
We got to look at some dates now.
Yes, fantastic.
Before that, I was in Birmingham.
Yes.
Birmingham was phenomenal.
Yes.
At our national, it was busy.
Yeah.
It was a lot of logistical things that was changing at the drop of a dime.
Okay.
So it's best to be prepared and ready.
Yes,
as
always.
They say, locked and loaded.
That's right.
Just in case they say, hey, we need you to go to another room.
That's right. Stay ready so you don't have to get
ready.
That's right.
And then before that, we were in Palaca, Florida.
Okay.
It was wonderful and marvelous. And
Palaca, Florida. Now, where is that? Is that north, middle?
God doesn't know where it is.
I'm sorry?
God doesn't know where it is. I love my people, though. I love my people. If y'all hear this and see this. Yes. It's off the beaten path.
Yes.
I love it. It's off the beaten path, but we'll be going to Cocoa next year.
Okay. Cocoa K.
Yeah.
That's down. That's down Cocoa. Low. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's fairly. Orlando-ish.
Okay.
Going east to the coast.
Yes.
Yeah. So
very nice.
Going back, so hey.
Very nice.
Things have happened. Things have transpired, and then you and I done some things at a high school.
Yes, we did at the end of the year. Yeah.
One of those children, two of those children I know, leaving that school are going to Tennessee State.
Okay. So how'd you find that out?
They showed up at church Sunday.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Like, cool.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I need to get to Tennessee State in FIS.
Yes.
And, round up these freshmen and these sophomores and everybody. It's just like build connection and relationship.
Exactly.
Which goes back to what you said. Who's teaching them the art of communication?
Right. Absolutely.
Where you can't learn it through text.
No, you cannot. You cannot. No.
Conflict resolution?
You're not able to do that through text.
No.
But that's why a lot of people are leading on
their days.
Avoiding, exactly. Yeah. So they'll avoid it instead of actually dealing with whatever the situation is. My son did something, and then we're going to definitely transition into this topic that I love for today. But my son,
Tuesday.
I love my son. So we had a loss in our family, and so he was calling. Well, thank you. So he and I and my daughter-in-law were all on the phone, and we were talking, and so we got to the point where we were talking about, you can put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Right.
And so somehow we got to that conversation. I said, well, he's like, well, my phone is on Do Not Disturb. I said, well, mine is on Do Not Disturb too, but I have an always allow for you and Georgianne, so y'all can get through regardless.
Okay.
And so first they were saying, well, my son said, well, if I got the speaker on or I'm doing an event, I can't. I said, well, so if your mama passed out, I'm just supposed to be out here. And so they got very quiet. This happened on Sunday. He was just calling me right before we came in here today. And he said, I'm checking on you. And then he said, and I wanted to talk to you. And, I just wanted to tell you, Mama, I was sorry for saying that. I know that was a little insensitive. And, I should be available and all of. And for him, of that generation, to call me and actually have that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes even children can't do that.
Yeah, it was a mama-son moment.
Yeah,
exactly. That was a mama-son.
That was a mama-son moment.
I think we finna get a switch.
And
we go fix this with a switch. So, you can't do that.
Yeah, right.
But it was that verbal.
It was that.
Check him.
And I really just said, that's all I'm going to say. I said, if I'm out here and I pass out, so I guess I'm okay. And I just got quiet and I said, right.
Silence.
I said, but I knew you
silence is the biggest thing.
It can be. And yes.
Silence as adults.
Silence. Sometimes it can be deafening, and it can kill us more than us actually communicating.
Instead of y'all going back and forth.
Yes. I just said, okay, now that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go walk. And so, but for him to call me and actually, again, lean into me and have that conversation was really special to me, and I appreciate him. So love you, son. Now,
I'm ready.
So, Pastor,
we don't have that much more time.
We don't, but we're gonna cover this in these 10 minutes because I wanted to. As we talked about the things that we've been doing, one of the things that I love are Summer Olympics, and particularly the running part. Okay. I am big on that, so if you'll just indulge me for a few moments. My dad used to always take us down to Ohio State, and we would watch the track meets, and I ran AAU, ran in high school, ran as an adult track person, so that's just something that I love. And then, particularly this year, I watched it from a different angle, because as a leader, and as someone who trains leaders, I thought about the mindset that was necessary for some of the ones who we're going to talk through right quickly. The mindset that was required for them to become who they were. And when you think about particularly sprints, they're only 40 seconds, 30 seconds. A 100 is done in less than 10 seconds. And I heard somebody say that Usain Bolt said, I trained 4 years to run 9 seconds, right? Yeah. 9.44 seconds.
Yeah, 9.56 for 5.8. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I trained 4 years.
Exactly. Just to run.
9.
Right.
9.5 seconds.
But so many of us want things done in a microwave, and we can't do it.
You see the stage.
Exactly. You see that stage. You see that moment. You don't see the suffering.
Yeah.
And as leaders, I wanted to talk about kind of some leadership lessons from the Olympics. So I want to run through a couple people who I know you know about. Yeah.
I think we should probably pick this up on another podcast online.
We should, but we're going to cover some of these right now. So first one was Gabby Thomas. I wanted to call her out. She's the one who runs the 200. She left with 3 gold medals between her 200 win, and then she was in the 4x100, and I'm not sure what her third gold was. But what people don't know about Gabby Thomas is not only a fantastic runner, she's someone who's very learned, as I told you. She graduated from Harvard University. So as leaders, we have to, as they say, study to show ourselves approved. So we have to be not only study, but we have to be versatile. We cannot be just in one box and say, okay, this is all I'm doing. We have to be able to go in other arenas. Like they said that she not only was a Harvard graduate, she runs,
could you repeat
and
that
she's
again?
also a volunteer, a Harvard graduate, and I think it's some type of neuroscience field. So, and you also have to be committed, because in order, when we're talking about that time management, focus and flow, some people would say, well, how can you do all of this at a high level? Some people would only pick one, but I know you're also someone who does a lot, and you do it at a high level. So let's talk about that right quick. Like, how can you, and why is it important for Olympians and then those in life to not only do more than one thing, but do more than one thing with excellence?
Well, it's the one thing that you do that blooms and blossoms into the multiplicity of things.
That's right. Exactly.
So when you start drilling down to that one thing, okay, she's 200. She's probably a 400 meter, 4x100.
Yes.
She can do a multiplicity of things by focusing down and just running.
That's right.
A sprinter.
Right.
She's a sprinter.
Right.
So now, out of that one thing, blooms and blossoms.
Yes.
So many things. Like I tell you, pastor, teacher, inspirational speaker, motivational speaker, Christian counselor, Christian life coach.
Yes.
Consultant.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
I'm working on author.
Right.
You know? So I do that from this one thing.
Exactly. That's right.
I don't have to stop doing what I'm doing.
No.
Changing some verbiage, some languages.
That's right.
Taking out the these, thuses, and the thous.
Yes.
I become an inspirational speaker.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Taking out some of the other words, I become motivational.
Right. That's
but
right.
But it's still this one thing.
Right. Because at the heart of you is the gift of communication, of verbal communication. So the way that it shows up, verbal and perhaps written, because you're talking about doing a book, but it's the communication that's at the heart of you.
Right.
So it's like at the heart of a Gabby Thomas, it's probably that spirit to just do whatever you do with excellence. Right. So when you're doing that and you say, hey, I commit to this, I'm not going to do it unless I can do it with excellence.
That's all I'm going to do.
That's what, exactly. Right.
And Then this to make the decision to suffer.
That's right.
For the cause.
That's right. Exactly.
An Olympian, we don't get to see them daily.
No.
We're not going to bump into them in public.
No.
They're not going to be at homecoming.
That's right.
Hardly,
right.
Possibly.
Right.
And especially when it's this, it just ended.
Yes.
When training really gets intense.
That's right.
You know.
Yep.
What you're committed to.
Game on. Right. And we stick to that committed. That's right.
Game on.
That's right.
Like Jordan. I mean, we grew up in the Jordan era, the Magic, the Bird. Game on.
Game on.
We're not doing anything
We're not doing anything else. We're staying committed to that. And the man in the mirror is the one who we're most committed to. Right. That's what people have to understand. Stay committed to that person. And as you said that, I'm going to skip down and talk about, I also wrote here Simone Biles, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant, right? So 3 things relate for them. Number 1, winning is a mindset, right? So you got to have, once you become a winner in your mind, then you're going to be able to continuously show up. I called those 3 out because Simone Biles has been in the Olympics for several runs. I think this is her 4th run, which covers 16 years.
I would say 12 or 16 years.
Exactly. I think Kevin Durant was in his 4th or 5th run, 16 years. LeBron James is 40 years old. These are winners, and the winning started up here. Yeah. So as leaders, we have to put ourselves with a formula, or give ourselves a formula to win.
Yeah, an atmosphere.
Exactly. And
attitude and atmosphere.
That's right.
I'm not going to train out here
No.
The park.
That's here. Right. That's right.
The Olympians train in special conditions.
Say that again.
Leaders must be developed in special conditions.
In special conditions.
Slip this Bible verse in.
That's right.
Jesus takes them up to the mountain of transfiguration.
And this is where they did this, which is the second thing I wrote here from this girl, Shamika Dean, on Facebook, says rest is the new revenue. So fast. Rest.
Yes. R-E-S-T.
It's the new
revenue.
Yes.
I'm rocking that.
And if you think about her name is Shamika Dean.
Shamika Dean. I'm rocking that on Capri Cares.
Yes. Because it
rest
is if you rest is the new. You think about how we took the month off, right? And I feel stronger because I did that. When Simone Biles, when she was saying I had the twisties in gymnastics, I had to go and rest. So when you're going to the Mount of Transfiguration. Right. Yeah, when she had to leave the Japan Olympics, she said the things that she knew how to do, she wasn't able to do. And so by her taking a step away, she was able to come back stronger. Mm-hmm. And the strength in her showed up in Paris. So we can't be afraid or think that we're missing out when we step away, because you can step away to step forward.
That's all we're write that down.
Step away to step forward. It's actually, I think, chapter 4 of WWBD. So I got
step away
to step forward.
Sometimes
it's important. Sometimes it's important. Exactly. Yeah. And don't make apologies for it. You know. Yeah. We cannot make apologies for it. No, it's a beautiful sentence.
With God, just don't put a comma behind it.
Period.
Or exclamation point.
With a period. Exactly. Yeah.
So no is a complete sentence.
No is a complete sentence.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I was hearing that somewhere.
Yeah. It's been out there because a lot of people don't think about that. And then I just want to touch two last people in the next 2 minutes. The last people. I got to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson, right? Okay. Because quickly, this young lady showed resilience. So as leaders, we have to be resilient. And we have to know that delayed is not denied. If you're a true leader and you hear a no or you hear I can't do it, a leader is not going to say, that's it. A leader is going to say, let's do it differently.
Right. That's
not right now. That's exactly right. The no is not. And I think about even some contracts like, they may have told me no last year or the year before, and in the day, it's a yes, right? So, yeah, we just show up again. So that's what I loved about seeing her. And then Noah Lyles, he was usually a 200 runner.
Right.
And he decided to take on the 100. So leaders take the long view. They say, you know what? That's not really something that's supposed to be in my wheelhouse. But if you're a great leader and you know you develop it.
The mindset.
First you get a what? A vision. You got to have a vision. You got to see yourself winning. And I think by him seeing himself winning, that's what gave him the lean that he needed to run.
Just the lean.
That's all it takes sometimes. Just a lean.
Because that's all he won by.
Will you lean?
The lean. What?
0.00 exactly.
Was it 1,000?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was 1,000. I do believe. Just the lean. And as leaders, we have to learn that when we take the long view, even when it's close, just lean.
Just lean.
Yeah, that's good old preaching time.
And you can get there. Yeah, it is. It is.
Talk about let me lean on
you. So when we're talking about lessons from these Olympics, I think one of the things that just stands out so much to me is that when you look at the moment in time that propels them to excellence, it was built over several hours, moments, minutes of things going well and things going not so well. And that's what we have to do as we are leading ourselves and leading others. So thank you for indulging me in that. And I know
y'all, that was good.
Yes.
When are we going to have? We're going to have to finish this probably on a Capri Cares. I'll give you. You just send me the link.
And we'll download the discussion some more because there's some more to it. There's a lot that can be taken, and I think that's part of the reason that people are so fascinated by the Olympics because it's just like, man, y'all seeing a moment, but the moment came from a mission. Yeah.
So tell us again what's coming up.
School Days is coming up in September 25th, October 2nd, October 9th. So we have 3 sessions, the Speakeasy Summit, Focus and Flow, our time mastery toolkit, and then EI over everything, emotional intelligence is the success key on October the 9th at the training suites from at the University of Tennessee Industrial I think it's IPS training suites. I might not have what it stands for right on Polk Avenue. Yes. Exactly.
Well, listen, y'all, we are out of time, but not out of talk.
Yes, so good to be
the
here.
World-class training.
Thank you, Pastor.
.net with yours truly. And go to her podcast, which is
The Leaders Lounge on YouTube and Apple.
And all of those wonderful things. Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all, until next month, the same place, the same time. Sometimes you can only win what you lean.
Oh.
Have a marvelous day.
That's
Peace
good.
And blessings.
Yes.
Glory to God by inspiring success through His Word.